Hello everyone. In today's video, we'll solve this quadratic word problem. So in this word problem, we are given that the height of a triangular window is 3 feet less than its base. And the area of the window is 20 square feet. And we have to find the dimensions of the window. Now, when it says dimensions of the window, that means we have to find the base length and the height of the window. So the first step in this problem is to draw a diagram for the window so that it becomes easy for us to visualize what's given and what we need to find. Now, as per the problem, so this, so if we label the triangle, so side AC represents the base of this triangle, which is 3 feet more than the height, because the height is 3 feet less than its base. So the height of the triangle can be represented by this line. So we can label it BD. So for this problem, we'll have to use a variable to make an equation. So let's start with the let statement. So now here we are given that the height is 3 feet less than its base. So we'll have to write a let statement for the base of this triangle. So we'll have to write, so let x represent the base length of this triangle. If the base length is x, then the height in terms of x will be x minus 3, because the height of this window is 3 feet less than its base. So if I have to show this in the diagram, so this distance from here to here is x, and the height is x minus 3. So now we'll use this information to make an equation. Now, as per the problem, the area of the window is 20 square feet. So we are given that area is equal to 20 square feet. Now we also know that the area of a triangle is half base times height, or base times height divided by 2. So now we can equate these two entities to get our equation. So our equation is half times base times height equals 20. Now we can sub in the base and the height that we figured out in terms of x. And half times x, which is the base length, times the height, which is x minus 3, equals 20. So this is the equation we have to solve. So we have to isolate x. So the first step is to get rid of this 2 in the denominator. So we can multiply both sides by 2. So the 2's on the left side cancel each other out, and we are left with x times x minus 3 equals 20 times 2. Now we can distribute this x into the parentheses. So we get x squared minus 3x minus 40 equals 0, because 20 times 2 is 40, and we move 40 to the left side of the equation to make it equal to 0. So let me show you the steps. So if I don't move the 40 in one step, so we get this step, and then we subtract 40 from both sides, right? Then the 40's cancel each other out, so we get x squared minus 3x minus 40 equals 0. Now we have to solve this equation to find the value of x. So this is a quadratic equation. Now there are two ways to solve a quadratic equation. Either you do factoring and then we solve for the variable, or we use the quadratic formula. Now in this case, we can use factoring. So we can use the sum and the product rule. So we have to find two numbers whose sum is -3 and product is -40. Now in order to find those two numbers, we focus on the product. So we have to find two numbers that multiply to -40. So the first pair of numbers that comes to my mind is -1 and 40. But we cannot get a sum of -3 from -1 and 40. So this pair is out. Now the next possible pair whose product is -40 is -2 and 40. But again, -2 and 20. But again, we cannot get a sum of -3 from -2 and 20. So this pair is also out. Now another possible pair we can get is -4 and 10. But we cannot get a sum of -3 from -4 and 10. So this pair is also out. Now the next pair that comes to my mind is -5 and 8. Now if I add -5 and 8, I get +3. So in order to get -3, I can make 5 positive and 8 negative. So why does this work? Because I know 5 plus -8 is equal to -3, and 5 times -8 is equal to -40. So this pair of numbers work for me. So now we can write this equation in factored form. So our factored form is x plus 5, x minus 8 is equal to 0. Now to solve this equation, we get two cases. So the first case is x plus 5 equals 0, and then the other case is x minus 8 equals 0. Now we have to solve for x from both cases. So for the first one, we subtract 5 from both sides. So we get x equals 0 minus 5. So x equals -5. So that's the first solution we get. Now for the other one, we add 8 to both sides. So the 8's on the left side cancel each other out. So we get x equals 0 plus 8. So x equals 8. Now we have to keep in mind the definition of x to decide if any of them is an invalid answer. We chose x as the base length of the triangle. Now we know that the length of any shape cannot be a negative number. So that means x equals -5 is an invalid answer. So the only valid answer here is x equals 8. So now we can write our answer. So the base length is equal to 8 feet because that's the given unit in the problem. Now the height of the window will be x minus 3, which is equal to 8 minus 3, which is equal to 5 feet. So these are the steps we have to keep in mind to find the dimensions of the window. So I hope you'll find this video useful. Please share it, like it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.